What's going on, everybody? Tater Tim, back again for another video of reviewing NXT last night. Well, it was another great show. I have to admit, it was good. It was good. I mean, I enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoy basically anything AEW and NXT because they're actually more watchable than Raw or SmackDown. Well, more Raw than SmackDown at this point. So we kicked the night off with Kyle O'Reilly coming back, and he's saying, hey, you know what? I'm healthy. Doctors let me cleared me to compete, and he's going to be aiming for the North American title or the NXT title. Then you got Cameron Grimes coming out saying, you know what? I want to team with you. And let's do business together. And he's like, and Kyle O'Reilly's, you know what? All right, that sounds good. So he's basically playing around with him. And then he's like, you know what? I see my first opponent, and it's Cameron Grimes. And that's how we kick off our night. The first match, we got Dexter Lumis versus LA Knight. Now, we got LA Knight picking up the victory over Dexter Lumis after a distraction because of Indy Hartwell, this love of attraction between Indy Hartwell and Dexter Lumis. Now, it was a good match. I enjoyed the opening match. I'm thrilled with LA Knight and how, well, everyone knows him as Eli Drake. But, everyone hates the names and so after that match, the love, Indy's once goes to the ring and she goes to try to kiss him, but then Papa Johnny, which is stupid, I think, totally, saves Indy from kissing from Dexter Lumis. So after that, we go to commercial. Next will be the Io Shirai interview. But before we get to the interview, Leon Ruff cuts a promo saying, Swerve, I'm going to be waiting for your next move after what happened last week. So we get to the interview with Io Shirai and Beth Phoenix saying, you know what, Io saying, you know what, I'm ready. Raquel Gonzalez was a formal opponent. So, but I'm going to take a break, go back home. But once I'm ready to come back, I want my rematch. And all of a sudden, Frankie Monet, aka Taya Valkyrie, comes in the front. She's like, you know what? I'll keep the seat warm for you. I'll be taking care of the division while I'm away. And then Io Shirai, being funny and cute as she is, saying, I'm a cat person. It's basically setting up the feud between her and Frankie Monet. And so after that segment, the next match we have is Ryzango versus Grizzled Young Veterans. Grizzled Young Veterans picking up the victory over Ryzango. So this match, I thought it was a good tag team match. I like Grizzled Young Veterans. I think they are a good tag team. One of the dudes that he's good on the mic. They're so good. Zach Gibson, that's his name. Zach Gibson's really, really good on the mic, and it's just hard. There's nobody except maybe LA Knight with that, who's fire on the mic. Oh, right, and they go back and forth. James Drake fakes the injury that he sustained, and so that they were able to distract Tyler Breeze to pick up the victory over Ryzango. In the backstage segment, we got Johnny Gargano talking to there's a Johnny Gargano interview, and Bronson Reed comes in the frame saying, hey, you know what, I want a title match. And then, you know, Austin Theory, of all people, he said, well, I talked to Mr. Regal and said, if you beat me next week, you get a title shot. And, you know, Papa Johnny, he's not happy about it. So, so after that, we go to commercial. Once we come back, we get Zoe Stark versus the debut of Saray. I don't know her. So let me say this was a good match. I enjoyed it. Saray picking up the victory over Zoe Stark, yeah. And it was very enjoyable. Can't say anything bad about it. Let's just say, you know, it was a good back. I want to see them fight again after match. Toni Storm attacks Zoe Stark after she beat her at Takeover Stand and Deliver. So yeah, I see the planning of the future. Saray and Toni Storm fighting in the future. We got another backstage segment. Cameron Grimes upset that he got a bit about what Kyle O'Reilly did and accepts his challenge for the match. Also, I guess he bidded on something in stocks, and Ted DiBiase outbidded him, so he wasn't happy about that at all. So after the match, after that segment, we got Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai backstage talking. They talk about how Mercedes Martinez wants to come after her title, and Dakota basically makes fun of Mercedes Martinez, and so next week we got the match between Mercedes Martinez and Dakota Kai. That should be a good match, I believe so. Next up after the next match would be Kushida's Open Challenge match for the Cruiserweight title. Now, the mystery opponent was Oney Lorcan. Good match. Before I forget, I guess we got a backstage segment between Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. They were going to talk to Mr. Regal about getting the title shots, and then Indy sees Dexter Lumis between the doors. They're just creeping up on each other, and they're basically staring at each other. Candice LeRae sees Ember Moon and Shotzi, and they basically beat her up, and they take her into one of the locker rooms. So I'm sorry about that. I totally forgot about that. So back to the Cruiserweight title match. This was a great match. Oney Lorcan and Kushida's been on a total roll since, making adjustments in his style. So yeah, Oney Lorcan tapped out to Kushida. After the match, Santos Escobar and Gato Del Fantasma attack Kushida, and then MSK come out and helps Kushida out, which brings up the six-man tag match next week with MSK and Kushida versus with the Gato Del Fantasma. That should be a good match. I hope either match for next week. So far, they can easily steal the show. Yeah, I thought it was really good. Mercedes Martinez backstage segment, basically saying, you know what, I'm not scared of you. I'll take you on. I'll beat you up. I can't wait to get you back, Dakota. So that again sets up the match next week. So another backstage segment. Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. The backstage with the way they're talking. Johnny Gargano's talking to Austin Theory. It's like, why did you say that? And then Candice LeRae comes back all beaten up, and then Indy's like, where'd you go? It's like, oh, by the way, we got the tag match next week for championships. She's basically telling Candice LeRae what happened that night with seeing Loomis, and they're just staring at each other. So, and then everyone leaves, and Candice LeRae looks all depressed and just like, why do I have to deal with this? All right, next match we got Everrise. No, I haven't heard these guys. You don't see much of Everrise, so and then you got them versus Imperium. Good quick match. I mean, it was really nothing. You got Killian Dane coming out against Alexander to confront Alexander Wolf, and then Drake Maverick trying to attack, and basically Dane pulling him back, saying, "Hey, don't do this, okay?" So Imperium beats Everrise, and then for the main event we have Cameron Grimes versus Kyle O'Reilly, and as soon as before Kyle O'Reilly goes out, he confronts Karrion Kross. There's big stare down. I don't want it to happen yet. I hope it just stays like neutral for now. Like, see who goes where, and then you can make your moves on who you want Karrion Kross to face for the next challenger. I don't want Kyle O'Reilly to go first, because that will ruin all momentum. I kind of want to see maybe Finn Balor, getting his shot back. So yeah, we got our main event with Cameron Grimes and Kyle O'Reilly. Good back and forth match. I mean, these guys, it was a pretty good. I mean, I like Kyle O'Reilly, but he's kind of. I'll give it time, but his face turn really doesn't do much for me yet. But I mean, he was fun. His opening segment opened the show. That was pretty funny. He defeats Cameron Grimes in a very good physical match, and that will conclude the night for NXT. So, what? Overall, good show. I mean, the ratings came out and they 85, and they got they got a little boost from last week, and I don't understand why we talk about ratings still, but that's still a thing for some odd reason. I don't talk ratings that much. I'm the person that don't cares, but they did 841,000, and then they in the 18 to 49 demographic they did a .23. Again, that don't mean much to me. That's just one of the things I really don't care for, but tonight's is Dynamite. I hope everyone enjoys. I'll probably be doing a review tomorrow if I'm not feeling 100%. Alrighty. Have a good night and enjoy Dynamite.